Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Knowledge. On today's episode, I'm not going to lie, this is a pretty juicy video. It's full of lies, deceit, deception, some real questionable moral things people are doing, some things people were potentially doing for clicks. And listen, I know this type of video is not for everybody, so if you're not into a little bit more of the drama type videos, now's your chance to exit out of this video. Don't forget to smash that dislike button on your way out. Now's your chance, go. Okay. But for anybody else, if you're still sticking around, you're about to hear a pretty good story and some real questionable stuff. And normally I would do a live for something like this. But instead, I took the memes out of retirement. And if you're not new to this channel, you know when I take the memes out of retirement, that means this is a serious video. But let's get into it. As most of you guys already know, on January 29th, 2022, I flew down to Dallas, Texas, and I attended the Leonhardt Pop Shop. Now, while I was there, I got extremely lucky. On stage during the live, I was able to pull a Mewtwo out of a base set pack, and that was a pretty awesome experience. Now, one of the people that I met up with down there, who I spent pretty much the entire day with, was Basic Trainer. Now, why do I bring up Basic Trainer? Why do I bring up this event? Well, Basic Trainer was the only person in that event to pull a true base set Charizard from a pack. And why do I say that? The only person to pull a true base set Charizard from a base set pack. Well, guess what, guys? Some of you may not know, but there was a second Charizard that was pulled at the event. Now, this is where it gets a little sketchy. If somebody opened that second Charizard, you would think that they would have obtained the packs in the same exact manner that both me and Basic Trainer obtained ours, where we went to the mock pop-up shop at the event, picked out our packs personally, went on stage, opened those up. I pulled the Mewtwo, he pulled the Charizard. But that's not what happened. The person who pulled that second Charizard didn't get that pack at the event. They bought it on the secondary market on eBay and brought it to the event to be opened. Then what did they do? They definitely portrayed that card as being opened at the event, where, yeah, I guess technically it was opened at the event. And now, was that person doing it for clout? Were they doing it in a little shady way at first until people started calling them out? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. You're going to have to be the judge of that. And if you want more information, feel free to go down the rabbit hole for all this. But I'll tell you right now, when I first noticed that something was fishy is when I watched him do the pack trick. He did a pack trick of 3 from the back of his cards. Now, you might say, well, for base set, 3 from the pack is the card trick. Yes. On 90% of the packs it is, but there is a very small variant that has a 2 cards from the back pack trick. And the only way you could possibly know that is if you know exactly what case those packs came from. Luckily for us, Leonhardt made his video pretty much titled because of Rattle's video and Logan Paul opened up in his fake case, where Leonhardt was verifying that his base set blisters were not fake. And at the end of the video, you go to the 9-minute 30-second mark and you can see he opens up one of those blisters and it's a 2 from the back card trick. So if you guys were going as deep down the rabbit hole as we were, preparing for every single thing that could potentially happen at this event, you would have known that. So that was the first thing I saw pretty fishy when I saw him open up his pack. Well, guess what? He ended up just coming flat out and saying, no, he bought this pack on eBay and he brought it to the event. Now, would it be pretty easy for somebody to reseal a base set pack, bring it to the event, pull the Charizard, if they were only going for clicks or for clout or stuff like that? Yeah, probably. Now, could somebody also accuse me and Basic Trainer of doing the same thing? Yeah, I guess you could technically, but I'll tell you right now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. If that was something that I decided to do, one, it would have took all the joy out of the event for me. But number two, I wouldn't have repacked it with a Mewtwo. It would have been a way better card than that. So, now this person who pulled this Charizard, which was not obtained at the event, was from a pack they had bought on eBay, which that person admitted to, then submitted that card to PSA at the event for grading. Now, if you're not new to this channel, you know when I was there, I went up to the PSA desk on more than one occasion, actually on multiple occasions throughout the day, just to verify that PSA was indeed not giving a pedigree for any of the cards pulled at the event. Every single time I went up to that desk and I asked if there was in fact a pedigree, they told me no, there would not be a pedigree, and I went up multiple times in the day just to verify it. So the person who pulled that Charizard, decided to have his card also graded by PSA while he was there. And I find nothing wrong with that. The fact that he used that service that was easily available to just submit his card. Now the problem is he got his card back, and guess what it had on it? It in fact had a Leonhardt pop-up shop pedigree on it. Now this brings up the questionable stuff, and now this is where I want you guys to make, your calls. One, is it okay what PSA did? Where PSA told the people who were at the event who had potentially cards that were worth it to send away for grading, but decided not to, because now this is the important thing and something I want you to keep in mind. PSA, while they were there, were not accepting regular submissions that were $100. And I know what you're thinking, but that doesn't make sense, Pokeknowledge, because PSA, the $100 tier, was open during the time of the event. And you're right. You're 100% right. But they were only accepting Express, which is the $150 tier. They were not accepting the regular $100 tier, which I know it was opening during the time. And I brought that up to the people at the PSA desk too and said, listen, you guys currently offer a lower tier. Why do we have to pay $150 for Express to give you guys our card? And they said that's the only thing they were accepting at the event. So honestly, there was no reason that I would submit that Mewtwo under $150. Maybe I would have considered it way more if there was a pedigree, because at that point, then I would be like, well, I resubmit it. It's $150. Yeah, that's a lot to pay for, one extra line worth of ink on a PSA slab. But at that point, for me, it was all about the memories, and that pedigree would definitely help that card stick out for all eternity, because you've got to keep in mind that this would be a card that's going into my collection forever. It's never going to be sold. So to pay that extra $150 as a one-time thing to have that pedigree on my card forever, it's definitely something I probably would have did. Now, the person who submitted their card, again, a pack that the origins of it are still questionable for a lot of people. And again, you have to make your own decision whether or not how he got that pack, whether it was repacked, all this stuff, I don't know. This is just maybe. But now the fact that he submitted that card at the event and got that Leonhardt pop-up shop pedigree, but it wasn't even a pack gotten from the actual pop-up shop at the event. It was brought from home. Now you're going to have to make your own decision on that. Now this brings up the final thing, is PSA on multiple occasions throughout that day told me that there would not be a pedigree on any of these slabs. So as soon as I saw his slab and I saw that there was in fact a pedigree, the very first thing I did was I immediately emailed PSA, because it was super early in the morning when I found out. And then I was the 30th in line or whatever. If you've ever called PSA, you got to call them first thing in the morning. You just leave them your phone number in the queue, and then they call you back whenever it's your spot in line. So I was 30th in line. And the person called me. I told them exactly what happened, where on multiple occasions I asked if there was a pedigree. And you're going to actually be kind of surprised with the answer they gave me, which is probably going to be way harder than they made it sound. They said, well, submit that card, and under the comments, put that you pulled it at the Leonhardt Pop Shop. When it gets to research and ID, they'll email you with any questions that they have. Or when it hits a research and ID phase, make sure I reach out to them again and have that Leonhardt pop-up shop pedigree on there, because I do have video evidence and all this stuff. Now, the person on the phone might have just been trying to get me off the phone because they were super nice, and I have almost no shred of doubt that the process in order to get that pedigree is actually going to be way harder than that guy made it sound. But we'll see, because I'm not happy that I had that card, which I could have submitted, had that pedigree, something awesome for my collection, because at the end of the day, I am a collector first before anything else. So, but yeah, guys, just wanted to let you know that there is some questionable stuff going on, and I want you guys to use your own judgment. I want you to tell me what you think. Use your reasoning, use your thought process. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's fair that somebody who brought their pack from the outside and didn't actually purchase that pack at the event, do you think it's fair that they got that pedigree when there was multiple other people who attended that event, were willing to grade their card if there was in fact a pedigree, but were told on multiple occasions that there would not be? I don't know. I want to know your guys' thoughts. But other than that, guys, I'll catch you on the next video.